Hello, hello. We are live. Steve Sipress here, coming to you from a hotel lobby in Chicago, Illinois. My first time back in Chicago after scramoosing the heck out of this ridiculously dilapidated state after living here about 15 years. Well, I'm at an airport hotel, so it doesn't even feel like I'm back. But I did fly over Chicago on the way to the airport, looked out, and recognized the beautiful, spectacular looking city on the outside that I saw that first attracted me when I first came to Chicago, supposedly temporarily in 2001, and said, "This is where I want to stay." When I started to realize what was behind the scenes and underneath the underbelly, the corrupt, ridiculous government of Illinois destroying the city and the state. It took my time, but eventually scramoosed out of there. Anyway, so I'll be back home in a couple of days, but I'll be shooting here from hotel situations for a couple of days just to be with you on my daily live videos. And as always, I share my rhino of the day, and today it is these genuine rhino socks. How about that? With the cool rhinos front and back, everyone ought to have a whole bunch of pairs of those, although I only have one. So I guess everyone ought to have one. Anyway, today's topic is Topical Tuesday. And this is just, it's really getting me how a lot of marketers, business owners do this, and it's a big mistake to overhype things, over promote, overhype. Everything is always the biggest, newest, greatest, breaking news, bombshell, unbelievable thing. It's a way to lose trust, to pretty much lose your entire audience. And you see it in the news. I mean, I flipped through the channels. I'm in the airport today, looking on it. I mean, everything. I see, here's the deal. There's no sound on, but I'm walking by the airport and I see the thing, and on the bottom it says, breaking news, red alert, whatever it says, or whatever station's on. And I'm like, ooh. And I go over and look and pay attention. It's like, of course, it's nothing. It's the same nothing that they talk about every day for, whatever. I mean, plane is missing. That went on for a year. Now it's like, oh, somehow Trump is in Putin's pocket. What a ridiculous concept. I know nobody actually believes that, but they're making a crap load of money off it. And so this is a way to lose trust and to lose an audience, basically, which is why people no longer trust the media to give them news. People look at it like I did, or everyone else was just walking and cruising by. I mean, 10, 15, 20 years ago, if there was a TV on and it said red alert on the bottom, there'd be like 50 people gathered around it, all humming and mummering and going, what happened? Ooh, ah, whatever. We'd pay attention. But when you do that every single day, every single hour of every single day, oh, red alert. I mean, I watched this show the other day. It was a taped show, and it started out and the guy said, breaking red alert, or whatever, alert, news, shock. I'm like, I looked at my beautiful wife, Michelle, I'm like, how, by definition, how patently ridiculous, absurd, false, fake that is. The show is recorded. By definition, there can't be any breaking red alert news on a show that's recorded, especially since the show that was just before it, which is the one we were watching, it ended and went into the next one, which we didn't watch, but the one we were watching was a live show. There was no breaking, flashing, red alert, whatever they were talking about. The show ends and on comes a recording of a guy who's on, and he comes on and he goes, oh, breaking, red alert, something around. I'm like, by definition, it's impossible. I mean, I will not even pay attention. In fact, I just click it right off. So the point is, for business owners, if you're doing that with your marketing, you're sending out, and every week you send an email, or every day you send an email, or several times a day you put a Facebook post, or you send your mail out your monthly newsletter. If you're always overhyping and over sensationalizing and saying this is breaking, whatever, I jokingly was sarcastic about it in the title of today's video. Oh, red alert. Red alert. This is a huge mistake. Now, this is a huge mistake, but I'm like, red alert. Now, I was going to go way overboard, but I don't want to do what I'm preaching against here, which is be fake, false, constantly red alert, overhype. This is it. This is the bombshell. This is the smoking gun. This is the whatever. Like, it's great short term. You're definitely going to get the attention, like I did. I walked over to that TV and I said, oh, there's some kind of red breaking alert. I mean, I've been on a plane and in an airport. I got up at 4 this morning, got off the plane around noon, and I'm like, oh, what happened? So I'll go over. You got my attention. Then I go over and I see, oh, it's the same nothingness. There's nothing going on. It's just somebody talking about nothing. There is no alert, whatever. Everyone's just walking by. They were even better than me. They learned for me because I don't sit there and watch the news all the time. I guess other people that have weaned themselves away from it. And you don't want people doing that with your messages for your business. You don't want people tuning out your newsletter, your emails, your social media posts, your anything by constantly posting overhype, or in your sales pitch or in your marketing videos or sales letters. You don't want to be overhyping things so people just get partway through your letter and tune it out. They'll get partway through your video and tune it out. If you say, this video, you got to watch this, it's the latest breaking bombshell, unbelievable, you wouldn't believe it, whatever thing, and after watching it for a little bit, they see that, no, this is the same thing you always talk about. You know, I've heard this. You say this all the time. There's nothing new. I've heard it from others. I've heard it from you, whatever. How long do you think they're going to click on those emails or open your newsletter that comes in the mail or read your marketing or watch your videos? How long are they going to keep that up when everything you do is overhyped? You're breaking trust and you're getting short-term. You'll get the attention of some people, but in my world, that's not what business is all about. Business is based on relationships, long term, unless somehow you're, which hopefully you're not watching this if you're selling a scam. If you're some kind of a scam or a crappy product or service, then yeah, you've got to constantly get new customers to give you money because they're never going to refer, they're never going to come back, they're never going to buy more stuff from you. So there's no relationship you can build when you're a scam artist like that. So if that's you, you shouldn't even be watching this video. But if you are an honest, fantastic business owner, which I hope you are, and you provide an excellent product or service, well, you want to build a relationship, and that is going to be totally broken if you're constantly overhyping. So that's Topical Tuesday. Take a message, take a lesson from the news, and do not be constantly overhyping things. You'll get attention in the short term. You'll lose the relationship forever. And as always, I got a question here. Rich, it's great to see you here. See, and Rich is having some fun with me. He says, huge alert. Bartolo was shutting out the Yanks, pitching for the Twins, otherwise known as Big Fat Bartolo Colon. You know, the one Mets game I went to, last year in Arizona. I went to the Mets game and Bartolo was pitching, and this guy warms up. I mean, he's amazing. First of all, he's still an athlete, and he's a really good fielder and decent hitter, and it's hilarious. He did get on base that game, and it was hilarious to watch this guy run the bases. But he warmed up with long toss in right field outside Mets bullpen, and I'm telling you, he was throwing strikes from 200 feet away. It was just amazing. Strikes, I mean, right in the glove of the catcher. I'm like, guy's amazing. Anyway, good to hear that he's having some fun and having some success tonight. And will the guy ever stop pitching? Fun to see. How many teams did he be on? I remember when he was on the Indians. I don't know where else he went. Came to the Mets. That was a lot of fun. Now he's up in Minnesota. And thank you for the news on Big Fat Bartolo Colon, and for the huge alert and for the sarcasm there. And that's it for Topical Tuesday. I will be back from an undisclosed location in this or some other area of this or hotel or somewhere else with tomorrow's Wisdom Wednesday. It is definitely a good one. I already know what I'm going to talk about, but I am not going to tell you right now that it's a huge breaking red alert thing. I'm just going to be back here tomorrow, and I will see you then. Thanks, Rich, and anybody else for joining.